Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Hey, welcome to the Luz Lumiére channel. Welcome to your love bad habits. What are your bad habits in love? I mean, let's talk about it. Please don't watch this if you're gonna leave me some stuff in the comments. You know what you're signing up for when you hear this, okay? I'm gonna be talking about your bad habits in love. It might be triggering, but is it gonna be helpful? Maybe, if it resonates. I don't know. Something to look at least, something to consider. This was a requested reading from one of you, an amazing viewer, an amazing subscriber who wanted to know, to learn more, to get deeper into, Luce, you're doing all these daily love readings. Let's get some juice. Let's get not just the nice, let's get some stuff to help us through this love season. What are our bad habits? What are my love bad habits? Let's flag them. Let's see what it is for you. Is your message in number 5? C'est bon? Perhaps? 6? Maybe? Or 9? Did I say 9? I meant 8. I was thinking about number 9 and I was looking at 6. Where's your message? What's your love bad habit? Let's look at it. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's learn from it. Let's grow from it. Let's move forward from it. Okay, I'll see you in your reading. Timestamps should be in the description box below or in the comment section. I appreciate you so much for sticking around in this Libra season. We are about at the halfway point. Libra season is going to be ending and no more daily love reads, but stick around. I enjoy your company. Do you enjoy mine? I mean, can we have the DTR? I'll see you in your reading. Hey, number 6. What is your love bad habit? What are your bad habits in love? Let's talk about it. Let's see what they are. Okay? Let's hear it. What are number 6's bad love habits? Number 6, are you ready? You ready to hear some tea on you? See how we can grow in this moment? Thank you. That's really, really sucks. Okay. I can't zoom in. Alright. So number 6, we have here and now, razor promotion, chemistry, chaos, and conflict. I want to say something that I was getting was something about being too excitable. There's nothing wrong with being an exciting person, but an excitable person. Yeah. But there's something about being too excitable, and I feel like that translates to someone who wants to move things too fast, someone who wants to move things too soon, someone who wants things to like a rushing energy, that kind of Energizer Bunny, or the squirrel from that one movie, What, Over the Hedge, that was just so all over the place, like everywhere. I feel like when it comes to love, you might want to rush more off, like you might lean towards rushing things. For others of you, it could be the opposite, but I feel like let's look who wants to play. You waking up for your slumber? That's weird. I feel like there's 2 here. There's someone who likes to rush and someone that doesn't, that likes to be stagnant. But maybe that's the same energy being reflected in the same actions. It's almost like when things are, I feel like you want to move too fast, number 6. I feel like some of your bad habits in love is wanting to move too fast, wanting to progress too soon before things have really even settled, before things have, or maybe even especially when things are bad. There's something weird about that. There's something about someone who, when things are off, they feel like they need a commitment. When things are off, they feel like they need to elevate the relationship or the connection. When things are off, they feel like that's the time to move things forward. Or just within number 6, within this person that I'm connecting with, things are imbalanced within them, and so they tend to see that commitment or escalation in love will fix or attend to the imbalance within them. This is someone who might feel like, I don't know if it's their partner not doing enough or moving things along, or things moving too slowly. This is really nuanced. This is really good. And I'm just trying to touch it. Someone who wants more. A lot more. More. But that comes from, like, their insides not being attended to. Someone who attempts to be the giver and the receiver in the relationship, in the connection. Like, this is someone who wants to get to a certain point fast, or wants to get to a certain point when they want to on their timeline, or because it's the next whatever, that they do the part of both them and the other person too. Right? I'm getting Libra energy here in terms of like pleasing people. Someone who wants balance and equilibrium so much that they say, I'll do it. I'll do their part and my part, and then we'll be okay. And then we'll be balanced too. Someone who is uncomfortable with bad vibes. But by bad vibes, I mean awkward silences, but not awkward silences in real life necessarily, but awkward silences in energy. So like gaps in energy, they feel like they have to fill them rather than allowing their partner to be a partner in the connection and have them also play along in the connection. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like when there's an awkward silence, people like to fill that silence because it's awkward and that's not where anybody wants to be. But now, rather than it being like a literal silence, it's a silence in the terms of like the vibe of the connection, of whatever connections number 6 is in. And whenever there's an awkwardness in the vibes of the connection, number 6 is apt to try and fill those gaps. So I feel like number 6 wants things to get to a certain point. They want, this certain kind of connection, or they want to reach something that they hunger for. It's just that you hunger for. It's just that you might be moving too fast, and it doesn't help so much. You might move too fast. You might want to fill in those gaps too quickly, as opposed to seeing whether this is even the connection that you want to be in, as opposed to testing it on the ground, as opposed to really seeing how you and your partners can actually connect before you yourself fully commit. See if you even want to commit, because you're so busy trying to get to a commitment or trying to get to the next level, whatever that is, that you're not giving this thing or your love time to breathe and see whether this is really the type of connection that maybe even you feel balanced in, that you feel good in. I feel like number 6, you really do give me these Libra vibes. Of course, I'm a Libra, so anything that feels like Libra, I claim. You could be any sign. Don't take that to heart. But this reading is giving me the vibe of someone who loves love and wants to be in love and to be loved. And in order to do that, they give, they do, they show, they interact, they add love, but they're not leaving room for them to receive the kind of love that they want. They're not giving themselves even the kind of love that they want, because they're imbalanced on the inside, and so they seek it on the outside. Now that imbalance doesn't have to look like, a full-on imbalance, but if you find yourself rushing in relationships, or maybe your relationships just move fast because of who you are as a person, lovely. But there's something about being so open and available and willing that is a little bit detrimental to you. And I just wonder how often you show that same level of dedication to your own heart, to yourself. And that's the love bad habit that I'm seeing. This focus sort of on the external and moving things to a certain point, but externally with your partners, but not taking the time to attend to the inside of yourself, the thing that you're seeking inside of you, outside of you, if that makes sense. For instance, some people really like presence. They like to know that their partner is really present and attentive. And that's fine. But do you give yourself those same considerations? Hey, bird. There's a bird at the window, you guys. Being a whole ass creep. Do you give yourself those same considerations? Let's pull a little bit more. The Sun in reverse. I mean, this is the Judgment. This is a lot of majors, man. This is a lot of majors. I mean, the King of Cups is that archetype. The King of Cups is Mr. Love himself, but he's a responsible, creative guy. He's educated, professional, fairly spiritual, religious, fair lawyer, so he always gives me Libra vibes. A considerate person. He's kind and reliable and all that stuff. But does he do that for himself? I feel like for you, number 6, you avoid yourself too much, and you may not even be aware of that. That's the thing. And this may not even be an extreme bad habit. This could just be a habit that could be slowing you down, or a habit that Spirit is trying to flag up to you and say, hey, pay attention to number 6 right now. Because with the Judgment in reverse, I feel like things in love may not progress in the way that you would want them to, ideally, because there's something inside of you that needs your attention more so. than what's outside of you. So when it comes to your bad habit in love, you're so willing to care for others, to do for others, to be that masculine energy of I'll just do it all. I'll fix it. I'll do this thing. I'll do in love and emotionally, and I'll give the emotion to you that I want for myself, and I'll I'll forgive you not giving me the emotion that I want for myself, and I'll just give you it. And it's just this sort of like imbalance there. Because you're trying to seek balance. You know, it's like a roundabout way of finding balance. You give the things that you want to be given to you. It's basically that do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, but there's no gap and space because you fill it too quickly to be given that to you, or to see if the person in front of you is even capable of giving it to you. Once you've expressed what you want, what your wishes are, and rather than, you know, you doing that, you take on what they're bringing to the table, their excuses, their reasons, and you go, oh, it's okay, I'll just, you know, I'll do it for myself until you're able to. But then they're not learning how to do you, how to hold space for you, as well as the things that they have to do in their world. If that makes sense. I feel like with this judgment, this is something that looking in the coffin, staying in the coffin, staying inside of you and shedding that light inside of the coffin. I guess even opening the coffin so that the sunlight can be put on you and absorbing that in you, metaphorically, is putting the light of your attention in your shadow of why you tend to move too fast. You may attract relationships that move fast anyway. That could just be your vibe. Gang gang, hashtag hey Libra. And any other sign. Again, don't ignore this whole Libra thing. This is giving me like Libra energy. And by that, I don't mean a Libra person necessarily. I just mean the vibe of that archetype as I know it, as I understand it. Okay? Maybe even Piscean, but I can't speak too much for that. So, maybe even Scorpio, actually. Yeah. And Sagittarius. But again, ignore all that. I feel like this is more so about you shining the light of your attention on yourself. And that's a bad habit that needs to be worked on a little bit more, of giving yourself more of that, what you need, to give it directly to yourself and not giving it to the people in your connection as you doing their job or their role as you desire it for them, for you. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm going to leave you. And I feel like your guidance in this is to be more in the present with your feelings. You can enjoy, you can enjoy all the feelings there. And I suppose just try to connect it to the now. And that's difficult because when people say all sorts of things, you really do think that they are as reliable as you, or they're as they have the integrity that you do, where when you say you love someone or when you say you want to be there for someone, you genuinely maybe mean it. Whereas some people are speaking in the moment, they're speaking in the present. I feel like for you, a way to help that will be being more present to what's going on, enjoying it for what it is, but not taking it, doing your best to not take it too far ahead. Not to close off or anything, but actually, let's just go ahead and see. Yeah. A change in the wind. Yeah, it's to be quite flexible. And that's great. That's difficult. To be flexible in your love life. With the time, with the spacing, with the overall just like timing of it. And being able to, I love that. This is so funny. To blow into yourself when you're in the whirlwind and the chaos of a romantic relationship and the chaos of a romantic tryst, a connection that feels good and is, riling you up chemically on the inside, and the attraction is strong or the strife is strong, and it's this Romeo and Juliet, this type of like great love that you're feeling. Don't forget to pivot your direction sometimes and focus inward and say, okay, how am I doing? How am I feeling within myself given this situation? I feel like you may have to pay a little more purposeful attention to yourself. That was really long. Purposeful attention to yourself to see how that helps in slowing you down, or just pivoting your attention and giving yourself the things that you need. Giving yourself the space and time that you need for the things that you're craving, or just to check in to see, okay, are my needs being met? Am I meeting them myself? Have I expressed what I need to express? Have I overexpressed? Like, what am I doing? How am I handling things? I hope that helped, number 6. Let me know how this goes. I wish you everything. Keep your light on. Good luck. Hey, number 7. Hey, number 7. Hey, number 7. Hey, number 7. What is your bad habit in love? What are your bad habits in love? What are number 7's bad habits in love? Let's talk about it. Let's. Oh, that's a lot. I don't really want to do all that. But here we. Oh, that's hiding now. We have hiding stuff. Ugh. Come on. There's so many more cards coming. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to figure this out. Oh my god. This is so annoying. Alright, number 7. What are your bad habits in love? What? This is a requested reading by a channel member. Kind of excited. That was a really interesting question, What are your bad habits in love? It'd be interesting to see what comes up for you. Okay, the other decks are giving me favors. Very interesting. I'm getting a bit of a message here. I don't want to put away the first cards that came out. Real talk. Yeah, that's so funny. You're really interesting. I really do want to put away all of these other cards that came out. I feel like something more better will come out. We have Take a Divinely Guided Chance. Not better as in like better message, but just more concise than these 5 cards. Windfall of Abundance in reverse. Obstacles and blocks lifted. Consumer conscious. Conscious consumer. Have courage. Ask for and accept help. Take a divinely guided chance. I'm putting these away. I'm sure they hit, but I feel like there's a better way. Come out again if you know what this is, please. If you are a part of this. I don't know number 7's bad habits in love. Okay. I don't know number 7. I mean, it just doesn't feel like I'm seeing any bad habits. I feel like you love love. I see. I see what it is. Okay. I feel like you love love. You have fantasies of love. You have wishes of love. You want this great love, or maybe you've had a great love you think about great love, you think about how you want to be loved, how you desire to be loved. You are ever sort of thinking, wishing, dreaming, desiring how you want to be loved. But I don't think you take too much action towards it. I feel like you live in your head. I feel like you even maybe don't even think that you deserve the kind of love that you dream about. So it's just safest to just dream about it, because you low-key believe in love, but that's the thing, like, it's low-key. You don't allow yourself to high-key believe in love. You may not allow yourself to high-key believe that you would even be able to get the kind of love that you want. And so you sort of maybe even keep yourself stuck where you're at, dealing with the same kinds of people, dealing with the same kind of life, not improving yourself in order to improve your love options. I feel like you love, you believe in love, you are a romantic, but you're like a closet romantic, number 7. You want to stay in the closet, which is painful. It's painful because you really do feel like there is this amazing love you can have, or you see it and you maybe even felt it here a time or two, and either by watching someone, watching something, or even in those, moments in life that we get where we're involved with somebody, or we look at someone from across the room and then we have these sort of fantasies. I feel like for you just don't think that that's real life. I feel like you don't feel like you would ever be able to ever have the kind of love that you desire, and so you don't take much aligned action to get the love that you want. It doesn't even have to be with a specific person. If it is a specific person, you haven't made the move. Like, you've just thought about it, you've dreamed about it, you've maybe even just manifested or been busy manifesting, but haven't taken any concrete action to actually get the person or put yourself in front of that person in a love way and be bold and say, hey, here I am, here I stand, this is how I feel about you. What do you think? Would you like to see what happens there? And actually bring those dreams and wishes into reality, see what they look like in reality, and move from that energy. Either moving forward with this person, depending on their answer, or moving away from this person and opening up your energy for the type of person that you actually want, that you've been dreaming about, the type of energy for it to come in. Again, depending on the person's decision. If there is no person necessarily in your world, or the person that you harbor these feelings for is imaginary, aka they're not really in your life, aka they may have said no in the past, or they aren't interested, maybe they're with someone else, or they don't know you exist, or they don't know you exist in that way, then this is sort of the bad habit is continuing to groom and nurture that energy with this as that sort of unattainable person, and not taking action towards the love that you deserve, because somehow in this energy you believe you deserve exactly what you're getting from this person, which is nothing, which is contrary to what you want. You want something, you want a great love, you want to feel that connection to someone, but what you might be having with this imaginary person or unattainable person is nothing. And that, for some reason, is what you believe you deserve, or what you would like to have deep down, or what you think you are, worth having, because, it is what it is, where it's at for you. Now, if there's no one, you just aren't taking much action towards the kind of love that you dream about. And that's the bad habit. Really, that's just the summary of this number 7. Not taking any steps, keeping everything in the dream world, doing very little. Like, maybe you are taking steps, but it's steps that you think you've done to show what you want. It's like, oh, I smiled at them, so that way they should know that I want to have their babies. Meanwhile, this is someone who you work with, who you see 3 times a week, and you smile at them once. How are they supposed to know that? Like, that's so passive. That doesn't do anything. But, like, what? No. I feel like you don't take like taking action would be something that your bad habit is. For some of you, if you're still listening, your bad habit is not believing in love enough. Shit. Not even daring yourself to dream a dream of love that you want because somehow you've convinced yourself that you don't deserve it. Not even allowing yourself to like dare hold this vision for the kind of love that you want, because you know what? I'm not going to get it anyway. That doesn't exist. That's not real. No one would ever want to treat me like that ever. Sacrificing yourself in some way, and staying in an energy of hoping that things change, hoping that things move away from what they are, or also just not even hoping that things would change, like not allowing yourself to believe that hope can exist in your world. So again, this is like that dual energy of someone who does believe in love but isn't giving themselves a chance to believe in love, or someone who just doesn't believe in love and enough, or really even as a thing, as a thing that exists for them, that they don't really give that any mind or any play, because oh wow, the Lovers, because it would just be too painful to dream and not have it, because they just believe that they're not worth having that kind of connection. They're not worth having it, or they would not be the type of person to ever feel that connected to someone, or someone would never feel that connected to you. And honestly, I feel like that is two sides of the same coin. Believing in love and not taking action for it is almost the same thing as saying someone not believing and therefore not taking action because they don't believe that it's for them, right? They think it's for other people. So let's pull some guidance for you. What's the guidance for number 7, given what we've just talked about, giving this love habit? Mending. This is about healing. This is about breaking all the way, dismantling those structures within yourself in order to move forward. This could be healing from a fractured relationship in the past that may have helped you get to this point of believing that you can't have it, or a breaking away from a connection that, or at least healing and sending healing energy towards that connection that you have with someone that may be unattainable, or maybe an imaginary person that you feel for, and sending healing towards that situation might be able to be helpful. If this is just, someone who, isn't pining necessarily after anybody, or maybe you're with somebody or whatever, I would say this guidance just more so shows in showing yourself some grace and allowing healing energy to come in and soothe your heart, to soothe and cushion and massage, not cushion, to massage your heart, to massage that sadness inside of you that says you can't have, that sadness inside of you that says you are not worthy, you're not able to, you're not one of those people that can feel something that's reciprocated, can feel something that or is worth, basically is worth having. Dare you? What? I can have someone who feels the same way I feel about them for me, excuse me, or even more? Dare I? Who am I to have that kind of love? Where they have to do so much. You may not have to do so much because your partner is willing to do just as much, if not more, to be with you in the future. And just kind of sending some forgiving energy to themselves, and the part of themselves that believes whatever this is, that believes this, that's this habit of yours that maybe even nurtures this kind of thing in your relationships. Believing that, hey, you are actually worth love. You are actually worth the healing energy of being with someone who wants to be with you no matter the circumstances. You are worth being with someone who will treat you well, someone who doesn't take all of your strength to try and be with them or hold the vision true. Someone who you don't accidentally self-sabotage because you think, this can't be for me, and you overdo or you underdo. You know, it's essentially sending healing energy to yourself, healing energy to this vibe, healing energy to your heart to soften it, healing energy to whomever else is involved in this connection or this habit of yours. And breaking away from this need to deserve things. That's difficult. Breaking away into the belief that there is love, there can be love for you, and the love that you dream of, or the love that you see, or the love that you don't think you can have, you specifically, that it is there. There's an abundance of it. There's so many ways to have it. And it is very possible for you. So that's kind of really deep there. Number 7. Very interesting reading. Very interesting reading. So thank you so much for checking out the video. If this resonated, I'm glad that we were able to have this talk. I hope that you can think about yourself moving forward. Showing up as the Queen of Pentacles, giving quite a lot. That's great. The Queen of Pentacles is bae. So be bae. You can be bae. You're worth being bae. Or, can people get things that they're not worth? Absolutely. So that's a deeper discussion, but I wish you everything, number 7. I really do. Keep your light on, and good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, number 8. Number 8, what are your love bad habits? What are your love bad habits? What are they? Let's get into it. What are number 8's love bad habits? What are their bad habits in love? I don't know what you want to do here. Do you want to be here? You want to be like that? What do you want? Okay. Oh, and the Knight of, you know what? The Knights. They're either in the reverse or the upright. Doesn't matter. Okay. This is really beautiful. I love that this came out because we have a duality here, and this is so perfect for the number 8 because, it just keeps going in infinitum. And there are sort of 2 portions to the 8. There's the one circle and the one circle, and they come together swapping their energy. And we have 2 knights here, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, someone grounded and someone dreamy. What? This energy, how does it come together? How does it fuse to make this 8 that flows together? And then we have flexibility. In order to be flexible, an 8 has to be pretty flexible, right? It can be small at the top and big at the bottom. It can be equal sides of both. How does that work? And then we have deception here. Deception, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Which mask do you wear in your relationships? Do you wear the mask of the hard one, I take things super slow? Or do you wear, and underneath you are actually this dreamer and this flighty person and this closet romantic, and you just have this living this different reality in your head? Or is your mask the opposite? Someone who looks like a dreamer and a wisher and a desirer and a creative and love and pontificates and says all these things that they think people want to hear. But on the inside, you're more practical than that. You know that, okay, you just met this person, you sing them sonnets or you read them, prose of how much you love them and their eyes and the moon and the stars. But on the real, you know that shit's not attainable. You have to be more practical when it comes to love. So which side is the mask? Which side is the mask for you, number 8? And I feel like this is really fun. For me as a reader personally, this is a fun type of thing to look at. I love the dynamics of this. I don't think you even know what your thing is, I feel like when it comes to love, you're stuck between practicality and spirituality. You're stuck between, okay, do I fight for this love? Do I embrace my divine feminine energy and passive energy? Or do I embrace the masculine energy and XYZ? Yeah, very much divine feminine and masculine here. Yin and yang here. This is so cool. I feel like for you, when it comes to bad habits, it's this sort of polarity that you have, this duality that you have, this Gemini, I'm one face here and one face there. You say one thing and do another. You almost fight yourself. Oh, I did too much. I showed too much. I don't want to show too much. I showed too much. Oh, I didn't show enough. Now I got to show more. And now I'm going to be reclusive. Now I'm going to be out. You're like, what are we doing here? You're confusing. Who's going to show up today? Which part of 8 is going to show up today? You're confusing as fuck, 8. When it comes to love, what are you doing? Do you even know yourself what you're doing? Where do you stand? Everywhere. 8's trying to be everything. I feel like sometimes you might hide behind this essence of duality when it comes to your relationships or connections in love. It seems like you might find yourself saying, well, I mean, there's 2 ways to look at it, or I'm torn between these 2 aspects. But all of that is just kind of, it's not all bullshit. It's not all crap. It's just excuses for what you really want. You're thinking between, your head and your heart, but really what is recommended or what you're being called into, the habit that you have, is not looking at what you want. Because one can definitely be ruled by head and heart, but there's something that you want and you're ignoring that, and that part doesn't show. And so you keep sort of pushing and pulling. 3 steps forward, 5 steps back. 5 steps forward, 2 steps back. This sort of dance that you play with yourself, or play with your partners, or play in the energies that you play with. I am seeing someone who says one thing and does another, or does one thing and says something else. It's just confusing. I feel like your bad love habit is just confusion, where you yourself don't know whether you're coming or going, and how you're coming and how you're going. I feel like, let me get a little bit more before I get into what the guidance is here. I feel like there's a part of your psyche, a part of you that wants things to be idyllic, and you hide from another part of you that doesn't. Or there's a part of you that thinks, no, that believes, no, this is how it has to be because this is what makes sense. And yet you low-key feel something different from that. Like you really are sort of torn between practicality and spirituality. Spirituality being like what you're feeling and what your intuition is telling you, or even the things that you desire. This is someone who wants to be an artist but takes the job in finance because they know that practically being an artist may not, today it's a bit different in this day and age, but they're gonna be guaranteed a job in finance as opposed to in the art world. And they'll tell people what they need to in order to save face or whatever. But I feel like for you, I'm just gonna say it, I feel like your guidance is to embrace both energies, and to use the energy that makes the most sense for that moment and claim it as yours. Like I feel like maybe you do mitigate and are malleable between these dual energies that play inside of you. But what's going to help this bad habit of backtracking. This is that Ross energy of like, I love you, but you take it back. Like, bro, I feel like you can say I love you and not take it back. Like, that's the flexibility that you might need to start entering into. That energy where you can be idyllic. You know, you can take a day off or two to do this. I'm stuck on this whole working in finance and being a low-key artist on the weekends. Like, I don't know. Or being an artist and low-key really loving, like, investing in stocks and, like, loving that whole world of numbers. But I mean, when it comes to love, this is someone who loves watching romantic movies and then dismisses them as impractical, when really that's how maybe they are in life. You know, maybe that's the type of relationships that you want, that type of drama filled, you know, fun, good. But you say in life that doesn't happen. Well, let me tell you, it does. Or you're someone who, you know, likes the practicality of love. Being in a relationship. Okay, what do you want? This is what I want. You like contracts. You like agreements. You like, okay, sign here, sign there. You want a prenup because you just want to plan for potential inevitabilities. But also a prenup is a really nice, like, contractual guideline to how you both want your marriage to be, and rules about how things need to go. Like, it's a contract for this merger between two people, and you're into it, and it just doesn't go with, you know, the vibe of being a person in love. Like, you can't, I had someone say to me once, like, you just can't treat love like a business. I'm like, yes, you should. You should, because that's how businesses survive. Like, there's rules, so, you know, you might be that type of person, but then you're like, oh, you shun that side for the lovey-dovey of, oh, we'll just see what happens, you know what I mean? So there's just sort of duality here of someone who picks one or the other and then backtracks on one and says, and comes back and says, hey, you know what, like, I think this, that, and the other. I feel like there's definitely a call to be flexible, to be able to stand in whichever power you're in, and also acknowledge that later on, you know, that your two horses, these could be the same person. These could absolutely be the same person. I mean, they're both knights, for heaven's sake, so they're at the same level. Why can't the Knight of Pentacles be carrying the message of love, but slowly? But it's still a message of love and emotion and connection and beauty. Why can't the Knight of Pentacles be a steady love? Why can't he have the energy of the Knight of Pentacles within him to move at a steady pace in love and not have to hide, you know, those practicalities? Let's look a little bit more. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Two of Wands. Okay, and the Hangman in reverse. So I feel like the in addition, like, this bad habit, what happens is you end up because of these dual energies within you, you end up being stuck. You end up being in gestation for too long, and you keep yourself in the cold. You keep yourself not having the kind of love lives, the kind of love connections that you want, because of this duality, and not making the two of them become one, not embracing both of them and giving maybe one, you know, depending on what the alchemy is, giving one a smaller top of the 8 and the other one a fatter 8, or maybe making them equal, where the energy is just moving through. Both horses are actually, you know, the same. Both knights are moving at the same time and being honored. So what I'm going to look into now is, like, what your guidance is. I think your guidance is being flexible. I see that here. And to not hide the fact that you do have this duality in you, especially from yourself, because it's confusing when it comes to partners. So let's see what the guidance is for 8, given this habit. Yeah, there's this Five of Pentacles energies has come up again with the Orphaned in reverse. Orphaned in reverse, I want to read that to you because I feel like that might be poignant. The shadow side of this card speaks to the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you've formed and make a decision to heal the past. You will not be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as whole. If you claim yourself as both of these, whole and 8. Not all relationships are dysfunctional, and not all of them will disappoint you. Don't abandon yourself. You can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. Life wants to love you. Let it. And then we have imagine here. So I feel like imagine a world where after flexibility and allowing yourself to breathe into the flexibility of how you are, allow yourself to imagine and hold space for how it could be to be in a loving connection where you are this duality, where you have these two come together, and how that would feel in a good way, how you would want it to look like, how you would want it to be, and holding space for that vision. Y'all hear that lawnmower in the background? Holy cow. Imagining that vision, that lifestyle, that connection with you being the way that you want to be, with you being this practical person who's also such a sweet baby, who's also a goofball, right? And not having to be one or the other because that's what you had to be at some point in a previous connection. So be both. Like there's so, like you're like, if this is hitting for whomever this is hitting, it is so attractive, that duality in a person. I just want you to discover that. I want you to feel the benefit and how much of a catch it makes you to have the duality that this presents. That this is my two favorite knights, I think. That's all. I do like the Knight of Swords. He's fun. Who's the other knight? The Knight of Wands? He's alright. I like the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups is pretty cute too, but I like his goofy ass horse. Look at this. Why is his tongue like that? Like, put your shit back in your mouth, baby boy. Stop. like, I don't know why it's not focusing. It's not focusing. I need this to focus. I just need this to be the reason why we're looking at the camera. Hello? Hello? Can you please do me a favor? Please? Oh my god. Amazing. Anyway, I mean, you have this super serious horse that's looking ahead, and then you have this super goofy horse that's like, just, why are you the way you are? You know? Just playful. Can you imagine if this horse started trolloping and its tongue was out and acting as jovial as this horse? How cute would you find that black horse? Or if you saw this jovial ass, goofy ass horse goofing off, and then all of a sudden it became like this horse that's so serious and going for what it wants. Like, that's so attractive. So embrace those, make them work, make them mold, and do what you need to do. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I hope you liked that. Keep your light on, number 8. I wish you everything. See you tomorrow. Good luck. Hey, number 5, you are here at a really great time. What are your bad habits in love? What are your bad habits in love? You are at a good time where someone decided to start mowing the lawn at this exact moment. So, yay! What are number 5's bad habits in love? I don't want to do all this. Time to go. Okay. All right, you win. This card stays coming out for everybody. Number 5, I feel like you You want to book it too fast when it comes to love. Let's just get into it right now. Intuitive hit, you want to book it too fast when it comes to love, because I feel like you are scared of love, or you are scared of being hurt, or you just feel so much emotion that the emotion freaks you out or it overwhelms you, that rather than just taking some time for yourself and breathing and calming down and taking a hot woosah second, you just want to cut it off. You just want to leave. I'm leaving. That's a bad habit. Bye. No, really. Man, I can't. I hope you can still hear me. Oh, I'm gonna go see if I can do something about that window. Is it better? Can we hear less? So, I feel like you're too quick to dismiss romantic interests. Five. I said that's the time. 55. Yeah, I feel like you're just too quick I feel like you're too quick to dismiss options that come your way and what they could mean for you and what lesson they could have for you. Like, I feel like you really want to get to the thing that's yours, but you don't even give a chance to what comes your way. And that is a bad love habit, because I feel like you might be missing certain opportunities, and you might be missing the blessings that are coming your way in terms of romantic relationships. Or you might even just be completely closed off to like romantic relationships, and that's your love bad habit. You've just taken too long of a break from love, and you're sitting in the desire that, hey, if it's mine, it'll come to me. And like, yeah, sure, but like, you gotta also like get out of your house. You gotta also actually expose yourself to new environments, new people, new patterns, new energies, period. It's not just gonna find you knocking on your door. It very well could. You know, I'm not gonna out that, but you have to be energetically open, like actually. And that might be a bad love habit that you have, where you're not open. You're not open to the possibilities. You're not open to the love that could come your way, because you're also quite doubtful of the love that comes your way. The people that come your way that show you some type of attention, I feel like you want it to feel like fireworks. And I get that. I feel like maybe you want it to feel like fireworks from the get-go. But when you don't even give it a chance, you can't even see if the fireworks were just like getting set up. You know, I know people who, they weren't feeling fireworks with this person the first time they ever saw them, or even with me, hell. And then they get to know somebody, first date, second date, or second date, whatever, first meeting, whatever. And then they're like, oh my goodness, like fireworks really do start going off. So I feel like you might be stalling your love connection by running away, by taking too much time away, by cutting things off too quickly, and not believing that leaning too heavily in the things will work out on their own. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And not taking too much of your own action not to make sure that things work out, but to just give yourself a chance. And this is if you're in relationship already, like maybe you cut and run too quickly and you don't sit and stay and talk to your partner long enough about issues that you're having. Maybe you think things will just get fixed, and maybe things do get fixed, but what kind of pattern are you creating where you sort of stonewall for your partner to all the time for them to fix things? Like maybe you might actually have to speak up to them and take action in your connections that isn't you running away, shutting down, and being somewhere else, or ghosting, and then coming back later like nothing happened or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more information here for what your bad habit in love is. Yeah, I feel like you, gee, number 5, you're really out here, huh? I feel like you get overwhelmed easily. I don't know, easily or too much or something, and you just sort of shut down. Like you just power down, and you run, and you hide, and it's just, it's too much for you. You really do just be powering to, can you pick up, please? You really do just be powering down, and you maybe overthink and get into analysis paralysis, and this is a tough habit to break, because it's what it's what's comforting, it's what you've been known. I would like to think that this is something that you're aware of and are trying to attend to and stopping yourself from doing all that, but there's something about you cheating yourself out of these experiences. There really is an energy here of you cheating yourself out of certain experiences, whether it's certain experiences with new people that you don't give a chance to, even like the slightest chance, or even a little bit more of a chance, because you just don't want it. You're scared of what could happen in either direction, or you're just, something like that. You might also, a bad habit might be that you're not giving other people a chance because you're holding on to someone else. But it's hurting you. That's for some people, based on what came out. It's hurting you and it's not doing you any favors, especially when it comes to like your mental health and your psyche and what you're growing in your world and the direction in which you're going. Okay. For some of you, this really is about you coming out of your shell, coming out of your comfort zone, rather. Not your shell, coming out of your comfort patterns. This is opening yourself up to newer experiences, newer people, doing new things, and a new way to experience love deeper. If you are partnered up with your person, once again, this is allowing yourself to unshackle yourself in some way to how your habits have been, to the things that you've been turning to for comfort, aka running away, aka sleeping for days, aka entering into a depression by overthinking and not sharing, by running away and hiding from your partner and not speaking up because you don't want to maybe rock the boat. You want things to be okay. You don't think things are going to be fixed if you talk about it, if you share what you're thinking, if you lean on your partner. That's a bad habit here, but I'm seeing. So let's get into some guidance. Let's see what the guidance is given this energy for you. What's the guidance for number 5, please, to move through this? So exchanging gifts. I really like that, especially for what we said in the end. This is about exchanging energies. Everything is not going to be easy when it comes to love connections, but your energies and your partner's energies are real and worth exploring. They're real in that, what they're feeling is valid and what you're feeling is valid, right? So if you are in a relationship with someone, it's good to be able to exchange your ideas with each other and not run away, stonewall, hide, and not talk to each other for days, or not engage or keep things to yourself because you're afraid of rocking the boat. If you're someone who has just not been really exploring their options, this is about an energy exchange. Sometimes the energy that you do put out into the world is what you get back. So if you're putting out into the world that there's, no way you're going to meet somebody this way or in this place or whatever, baby, prepare to be surprised, because the universe will just trick you. Oh man. The people have met in places that they just would never, ever, ever have thought, or quite purposefully said, I will not meet anybody from this place, because that is one option I have ruled out for sure. And, we plan and God laughs. So I feel like open yourself up to the surprises, the surprises that life wants to give to you. And open yourself up to more people. Don't book it and run every single time or as often or so soon. And also exchange energies with people. If you're overwhelmed, you can sometimes share that or do some things that you need to do before you get overwhelmed, right? Prepare yourself to be in a state of being where you are able to handle energies better, right? I want to read this to you. Number 27. There we go. Opened right up to it. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in love in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. And you have abundance mindset in reverse. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Exactly. Let love in and let it flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. So for what it's worth, I feel like that is a really great guidance message for all the scenarios. This is something where, life is an energy exchange, and you might believe that, you will find what's fated, but you'll never know where what's fated is coming to you from. You can have this idea of wanting, things to just sort of work out magically, and they absolutely could. But it does take some action on your part. And sometimes that action is just you opening up. Sometimes that action is you taking a step. This famous quote that's been on the channel for the past couple of days, past couple of readings, has been this quote by Joseph Campbell. Somewhere along the lines of, you take one step towards spirit, spirit takes 10 steps towards you. Take a step towards spirit. Take more steps. Take one more step. And that's like so many more steps that spirit will come to you to help you move through this habit, or to get you closer into the love vibration that you want and that you deserve for yourself. Okay, I wish you everything, number 5. Keep your light on. Good luck, and I will see you tomorrow, right? Bye.